Can I just start out by saying that if you've had breast implants and you cannot get through a full day's worth of work without feeling like your legs are going to give out, and you get home and you can't form full sentences, and that's why these videos are so choppy, is because I keep stuttering and having a hard time like speaking, and so I delete them real quick. So I use Snapchat to film, so I can delete like over and over and over again and not have my camera roll completely filled, but anyway, if you're coming home and you can hardly walk, like literally your movements are so disjointed that people are looking at you funny, like you might want to research breast implant illness, because it's not normal. Alright, I'm gonna answer questions now. I have a few, but I didn't screenshot every single one that I was sent. I wish I did, but a lot of them are kind of the same, so hopefully this is helpful. So the first question is, will insurance not help because it was breast augmentation? No insurance company is going to cover the cost, to my knowledge, that I've ever heard of breast implant removal, because if they were to cover the cost, they would basically be admitting that your implants are making you sick. If they admit that your implants are making you sick, you can sue your surgeon. It's not cost effective, and they're not going to allow that to happen. So then if the insurance companies aren't willing to admit that our implants are making us sick, it basically boils down to being a cosmetic surgery, which is not covered, if that makes sense. I don't know why any person would want to have their breast implants removed for cosmetic reasons. I guess I've never heard of anyone having their implants removed for, just the weight of them and the pain and the back problems that they can cause. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that would ever be covered. I've never heard of that. To me, that seems more realistic, that possibly an insurance company would cover that versus admitting that you have silicone poisoning. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to ask around. You guys know just as well as I do, though, an insurance company will find any reason to not cover something. So the next question is, what made you decide to get them in the first place? I read where you said help with self-confidence, but what got you to that point? If it's too much, just say so. I could talk for 3 hours at least on what got me to that point. At the end of the day, I got them to try to feel more confident with my body. I can tell you that they didn't help. They were cool. I like them. Who doesn't like boobs? But they didn't help. They didn't help at all. So also, I have 3 children. I have a 14-year-old, a 13-year-old, and an 11-year-old. My ex-husband, man, I'm just going to go deep. I'm going to go in deep. My ex-husband, all 3 of the children are ours, his, would not allow me to breastfeed my first 2 children. He said that he basically sexualized breasts, and that's a whole nother story that I'm never going to share. But long story short, when him and I divorced when I was 3 months pregnant with my youngest, I decided that I was going to do everything the way that I wanted to. I was going to finally breastfeed and baby wear and cloth diaper and have an unassisted home birth, and I did breastfeed her for 18 months. And I felt, looking back, I don't think it was half as bad as I thought it was, but I felt like my breasts were completely deflated and small, and I didn't feel, I guess I thought that if I got the surgery that I would feel more like a woman. Looking back now, I can't believe that that's how I thought and that's how I felt, but it's true. That was how I felt. My youngest, like I said, is 11. So 4.5 years ago, I had a small chest for a very long time, many years. it was when I went to college, my first semester, I was like, nope, I'm not doing the student loan thing. I'm not going to do that. I started seeing my classmates with these huge checks, and the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, I can get boobs. I can finally get boobs. And it sounds so stupid now. Like, I sound so stupid. I'm embarrassed, and I'm ashamed of even just admitting that. Like, that was my focus. That was my goal in life. Like, that was my biggest goal at that moment, was to get fake boobs. That's insane. That's not okay. Like, I'm not judging anybody else that's at that point and that feels that way. That's totally fine. But for me, like, I can't believe that was my biggest goal. There's so many other things that I should have been focused on. So many other things that I should have been worried about. So, in a sense, I feel like I have deserved all the pain and suffering that I have had over the last few years. You know, I can only speak for myself. I'm sure there are women out there that get breast implants for reasons that are totally fine. You know, I got them for the wrong reasons. I shouldn't have gotten them. My head was in the wrong spot, in the wrong place. I'm ashamed. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to say that any other female is making a bad decision. I mean, mentally. I'm not saying that physically. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna poison you one way or another at some point or another. I hope not, but there's a good chance. But I mean, mentally, I'm not. There are women, confident women every day that get breast implants, and it's totally fine. For me, I didn't make the right decision, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I talk fast when I'm anxious, and maybe you could say that I'm just regretting this because I've gotten sick. Maybe if I weren't sick, then I would still think that it was the best decision ever. I don't know. I am sick, so I can't compare. That's kind of irrelevant. I can't really say one way or the other. I can say that I knew within 3 weeks that they were not going to help my confidence, but I was damned if I was going to go under the knife again, and I couldn't afford to do it again. I haven't even paid for these. That's the truth. So no, I knew it was a bad decision, but I didn't want to get rid of them. I never up until a few weeks ago have I ever wanted to get rid of them. I'm getting really carried away with answering these questions. Next one, will the doctor who did the implants not warranty your implants? My implants are warranted for $1,200 towards the price of exchanging them. That does not apply to explantation, does not apply to removal, or just to switch them out. I'm good with that. I want them out. Also, the surgeon that did the procedure originally is not top rated for breast implant removal, and I need someone who is top rated. I need everything out. I need him to know what he's doing. The surgeon that put the implants in, his coordinator told me he does breast implant removal maybe twice a month. The surgeon that I'm going to does them almost every day. Takes them out almost every day. That's what I need in my life. You're having a hard time with someone taking care of the implants, as well as no one wants to be responsible for what happened to you. No. It's not cost effective to take responsibility for what's happened to me. The surgeon is not going to take responsibility. I have never heard of anybody successfully filing a lawsuit for silicone poisoning caused by breast implants. I've never heard of that happening. I don't have the energy for something like that. Maybe after having them out, I could look into it, but I honestly, guys, I just want to be healthy. I don't need to be compensated. I just want to be healthy, and I want to go back to the way that I felt before I had this done. And after that, I really just don't even care. I know that sounds bad, but it is what it is. So this person asks, you don't have any resources with the manufacturer, doctor, or hospital. So I think I've already kind of answered this, but no, not to my knowledge. I've joined a couple breast implant illness support groups on Facebook. I plan on asking questions tonight. I keep having all these things that I want to do every night, and then I just fall asleep because I can't keep my eyes open. So that's something else that I want to look into. But no, nobody is going to admit fault. It's too expensive for them to admit fault. So this person asks, for future females, what would you advise them as far as their body is concerned? If you had to go back and do it over, would your thought process be different? And if so, how? And why, knowing what you know now? That's a lot of questions. Okay. So I have 2 daughters. My advice to them, there's a catch, okay? Because I don't even necessarily find there to be anything wrong with altering your body, obviously. I mean, you see, I am constantly changing my body. I don't see anything wrong with changing your body. I don't see, your body is your body, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want with it, right? So the catch with breast implants is it's kind of like telling somebody, like, you can smoke all you want to. That's totally fine. I support you. But it's going to kill you. Right? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it's hard to be completely supportive of people's rights to make decisions for their own body, while at the same time having gone through something that has hurt me and caused me so much pain for so long, and knowing what's caused it, and to tell somebody, please don't do that. And it's, I would absolutely say, please do not put this product inside your body. But it's not in a way, it's not to say that you can't change your body or that you can't do whatever you want with your body. It's just like, holy shit, these things are deadly. The fact of the matter is that I can sit here and tell a woman how beautiful she is until kingdom come. She's not going to believe me if she doesn't believe it for herself. So no matter how many compliments somebody gives a woman, there is mental work and emotional work that needs to be done on her part. And I'm not saying not to compliment people, because you absolutely should. But a woman is not going to believe your compliments if she hasn't done the work in her own heart and in her own mind and dealt with her own mental health issues, which I can admit I have not completely worked through mine. I've been clinically diagnosed with body dysmorphia years ago, still suffering. So the advice that I would give other females is, your mind is what is speaking to you about your body. Your mind is lying to you. Your body is beautiful. Your body is perfect. You need to do the work that your mind needs. Your mind and your brain and your heart. And that's where you need to focus your energy, and getting those things right, and helping yourself before you start to cut yourself open and put random things inside that you don't know what they're made out of, and you don't know if you're going to be one of the lucky ones or not. And if you have all the confidence in the world and your mental health is strong and you don't have any issues at all, and you're just getting titties because you like titties, then that's great, except that they're still made up of completely made up of poisons and toxins, and they're still going inside your body. So I just think that that's like a really gray area, and would take a lot longer than, like, a lot more time to talk about than what I have. But I hope I've made some sort of sense in answering all of that. It may seem contradictory to tell somebody that they are perfect and beautiful the way they are, while at the same time telling them that their body is their own and they have every right in the world to do whatever they want to it. That might seem contradictory. I apologize if it is. That is how I feel, but just not with implants of any kind. I mean, you want a lipo, you want a fat transfer, like, I don't see that, like, making you deathly ill, like, different things like that. You want to make your nose smaller, I could stand to make my nose smaller. I wouldn't do that now, But I don't think that the women that are getting plastic surgery, I'm not against plastic surgery. I'm not against anything like that. It's just, it's the breast implants. I would have to say I'm against those now. Not physically, not aesthetically, but just biologically, and for the sake of your health, I'm against them. My ultimate advice would be to do your research. Watch videos, read, watch videos of women who are going through the same thing. Some of them are posting videos during episodes when their bodies are just completely neurologically wrecked and they're in full convulsion and unable to walk. I've been at that point 2 different times. There's nothing to say that it couldn't happen to me again tomorrow. I believe that I'm keeping the worst of it at bay by boosting my immune system. That's just my theory. I could be wrong. That's how I feel. My body feels better when I do certain things and worse when I don't. Even at my very best, I'm in more pain than you can imagine, and I'm not functioning at 100%. If after you've researched everything that you can on breast implant illness and made yourself aware, you still decide to go through with breast augmentation, then I guess ultimately, as much as I would not suggest it, it is your right to choose to do whatever you want to do with your body. Looking back, if I knew then what I knew now, would I get breast implants? No, I wouldn't. And I'm proving that by having them taken out instead of having them replaced. This person asks, is there visible scarring now from what is taking place that people can't see? I don't have any scars from my original surgery. They're super faded. They went under the breast. You can't see any scars. But the person asks from what is taking place. No, I don't have any. You can, on my right side, I have lymph nodes that are so swollen that you can visibly see those. They're gnarly. I did have that on the left side until the leak started, which is a whole nother thing that I should talk about. So no, right now, no. And after they are removed, what is the likelihood of scarring? I don't think scarring is the issue. I don't think that scarring is going to be a big deal. I think appearance could very well be an issue. I don't really have a choice as far as I'm concerned. I cannot go on with the symptoms that I have. I can't go every day with a headache or a migraine, joint pain, chronic fatigue, blurry vision, discoordinated movements, pain, numbness, tingling, not being able to move my body the way that I normally should. I can't live like this anymore. So I don't care what my chest ends up looking like. I say that, but you know that I do, but not enough to not go through with it. I don't care enough to not go through with this to get my life back. Life is not about boobs. Then they also said, to an extreme that could happen, deformed or dimples from the pockets being removed. So yeah, I have heard and seen that deformities can occur and that dimples can happen from the pockets being removed. I've heard that basically you're not going to know until you have it done. It depends on what you had to work with before, which I didn't have much. Depending on my weight fluctuates. Anybody whose weight fluctuates, you know that your boobs also fluctuate in size when you don't have implants. I have no idea. Can those things happen? Could I end up looking pretty gnarly? Yeah. Yep. That's a whole other topic. At this point, I don't really care. I do care. I absolutely care. But I don't care at the same time. I don't care in the sense that it just doesn't matter. If I'm able to raise the funds for the surgery, I plan on showing. Not 100%, not full on, but as much as possible while maintaining my modesty and dignity. I plan on showing the process. You're going to see as much as I feel comfortable showing, and probably enough to get a pretty good idea of how things turned out. And that's strictly for informative purposes and other women that are going through this. I want you to know what the process is like, because I am watching other women's videos nonstop and just to know what to expect. Just so I want to be able to add to that library for people to be, and of resources for women to be able to watch. I also have to say that I've had messages from 2 different women just in the last 4 days saying that they were on the fence and ready to have breast augmentation, and they have since decided not to after listening and reading about what I've gone through and also watching other women's stories on YouTube. And I just have to say that that is literally everything. Like, I am so happy that I am helping. I've helped 2 people. It's 2 people I hadn't helped 5 days ago. Like, I can't ask for more than that. I'm not gonna stop. I don't care how shitty these videos are. I don't care how annoying I am. I'm going to keep talking about this. Could those 2 women have been fine if they had implants and not had any health problems? I don't know. Could they have been 2 of the lucky ones? I don't know. Do you want to play Russian roulette? Because I did, and I lost, and I don't want to play it again. So I didn't even get through half of the questions. There's more, and I don't want to make these videos too long because, like I said, I'm not working with much. I'm uploading from my phone and it takes forever. So that's what I have for now. Ask more questions. I don't think I'll be able to, I don't think I'll have enough to talk about to make a video like this every night. I definitely don't think I'm going to have enough, but maybe a couple more, and just then when there's updates or whatever, and then hopefully, pre-op procedure and then post-op. But I don't think this is going to be I know it's not going to be an everyday thing. But anyway, that's what I got right now, and it's 6, almost 7 o'clock, and I'm going to bed because I feel like I'm 100 years old. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.